AJ, did you see that on Twitter? No PS5 is trending today. No PS5.
No PS5.
No,
Not that there isn't PS5 trending. No PS5 is trending.
it said, yeah, no PS5 is trending. Still no PlayStation 5 for so many people. Oh,
You know what's even better on Twitter is that I have an account, and there are PS5s trending on my account. And one of the things I did recently was I did a poll, Brian, and I did, what should the controllers for the next gen VR on PS5 be called? And I put, there was two options. There was orbs, and the wrong answer. And I am happy to report that 69% of you answered the right answer, which is orbs.
so wait, 69%, only 69% gave you the answer you wanted when not giving them a better option.
There's a lot of dumb people out there.
But you didn't give them any other option. and Orbs is a terrible name for the controller. There are so many better names.
Wrong.
No, I will run a poll, and I guarantee you that one of my suggestions will be higher than Orbs.
I will love to see.
I bet you a pizza.
Legitimate thing.
I bet you a pizza.
Okay.
Yeah?
Take
Good.
up on that. Start the show.
Oh, if we have to. I like staring at this stuff. Okay. Here we go. Starting the show. This is PSVR GamesCast Live, where we film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I know today's one of those days I'm kind of tired, so I'm going to bet it's fucking Monday. That's right. My name's Brian Paul from this channel right here, PSVR, that's Parole. And the guys to my right, the boys, Dave from, I don't know where the hell Dave is, and AJ from The Underground, PSVR, Underground. Threw you for a loop there, didn't I?
What is up, Brian? Dave, let me inform you. He'll show up if he can. He's having, he's in Florida. They get a lot of storms.
Yeah.
He's having a router issue, so he's actually trying to replace his router right now, and he'll be back. But happy Monday to you, Brian. Happy Monday to you, Dave, out there, and all the game cats, the beautiful game cats. Oh, I just want to. It's so nice to see you guys. Hopefully we can. Mondays usually suck, but hopefully we can make your Monday suck just a little bit less if we do our jobs correctly.
Probably shouldn't point down when you say suck. that was definitely not what I was going for with that. Guys, a little bit of housekeeping before we get the show started here. Yeah, Dave's not showing up. He just sent us a text. There's no way. It's not happening. Okay. Yeah, a bunch of stuff we want to get out of the way here. Basically, you need to join our Discord. That is the most important thing. If there's any confusion about the Discord, it does not cost anything. It is just a cool place for us to hang out, all of us, and talk about video games, and very frequently not video games. So make sure you head over there. The link is in the description below. We just had an awesome get-together in Squadrons yesterday, and I hear that was a lot of fun. I had some other stuff that was going on. AJ, did you play?
No, this is the first one I've missed. I had a really brutal week last week. I'm feeling a lot better, though, now. Yeah, I was just way too tired. And the PS5 doesn't have enough USB ports, right? And so, I've got my external hard drive. So I don't have any free. I've got the USB-C port, but that's not useful until I have a PSVR 2. So right now I had a USB hub that worked, but now it's malfunctioned. And I was just too sore and too beat up to go get a new one in time. So I apologize to the cats. Spliffy, bunch of you cats, 9 Lives were all reaching out to me. Thank you so much. Love you guys. But I hope you all had fun in the meantime.
I was going to say, I've got 2 USB hubs hanging out of every single piece of equipment that I have, and especially the PlayStation 5. Dude, I'm charging on my PlayStation 5. I'm charging DualShock 3s, 4s, and DualSenses. I got I've got my aim controller plugged in. They're all charging at the same time all the time. So you just need hubs everywhere. So that's
Hubs. Justin Cassidy says, first time I played Fleet. Man, Fleet is awesome. Yeah, that is some epic stuff. That is the true immersive, feels like you're actually doing something in the Star Wars universe versus the team deathmatch, which is also really fun. But the Fleet is really the I don't know, something about it just really makes you feel like you're there.
Well, it takes this thing that's normally team deathmatch, which is so straightforward and just so, I don't want to say generic, but it's the foundation of it. Every single deathmatch, every single versus online game since like the beginning of time, and it actually adds some substance to it. Where like you have to kind of firewall the crap out of that. Where communication is key. If you're not talking to your team like or paying attention to what's going on, you can't just like fly around shooting other people. If you do that, you're just going to totally miss the point of the entire thing. So yeah, the fleet is like where you like all the skills that you learn throughout the course of death matches and the campaign, where it all kind of comes together and like you use all those skills together. Otherwise, you just can't win, which means I just can't win. Yeah, so join the Discord, guys. That's important. Yeah, but we've got a bunch of news to talk about, and I want to make sure that before we begin the show, we give a shout out to Jeppy Condyle, who gives a $5 tip long before the show started. It's not even in the chat anymore. It's gone away, but hopefully he's still around somewhere. We love you, dude. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you, Cheppy. Homegrown game cat. Let's go.
That's right. AJ, lots and lots of news to talk about this week. And the first one, yeah.
And you thought that everything was over after the PSVR Spotlight Week, which was amazing last week. If you missed what was going on, if you were living under a rock last week, make sure you go back, check all the last videos, because 7 games for PSVR games were showcased last week, and they all looked magnifico. But it is not over, because it is summertime, it is E3 season, and UploadVR is hosting a showcase themselves, and they're going to be featuring. We've covered every single one of these every single year. They've had some cool surprises for us. Everything they first unveiled, I think, Pistol Whip, the teaser for Solaris, and they did like Operencia, the Stolen Sun, which we saw. So this Saturday at June 12th at 6 p.m. Eastern, same time as it would be a GAMESCAST, but it's Saturday. What are we going to be doing, Brian?
I guess we're going to be hijacking the Upload VR stream. And so anybody who wants to watch it specifically for PSVR events can come watch it here with us. We know that Upload is sometimes gone a little PC heavy, gone a little Quest heavy with their summer showcases. So, I know there's a lot of you guys out there who do PC VR and do Quest stuff. So that's great. You guys will be able to like hang out with us and celebrate for the ride, but we're going to be extra excited anytime there's like a PSVR announcement. And so if you want to hang out with all the cats, what is it? I didn't even look. 7 p.m., 6 p.m., 5 p.m.?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. I knew one of those had to be right. 6 p.m. Eastern, June 12th. So it's this upcoming Saturday. We know Vertigo Games tweeted out that After the Fall will be there. Okay. But I mean, as far as things we absolutely 100% know, that's it, right?
Not necessarily. So I think Pistol Whip is going to make an appearance there. Maybe, they
that doesn't sound like it. Definitely.
Smoke and Thunder, and the Concierge, which I am super, dude. Have you been playing any more Pistol Whip lately? Because I have, and that game just continues to grow on me and grow on me. It is so much fun, man, and I'm such a big fan of that game. Like, I don't know, I like it even more than I used to at launch, and it just continues to get better. And I'm really, really excited about the Western one. Yeehaw! I'm ready, man. I hope there's some good, like, just heavy Western music that doesn't really go hand in hand usually, but I'm excited to see what those levels look like.
Yeah, ever since the Pistol Whip 2089 update, I was like, wow, there's more to these guys than meets the eye. Like, obviously we knew, that they had done the Gallery series, the puzzle solving adventure thing, which meant they were technically savvy as far as VR developers were concerned. But as far as like this rhythm game, this action game, it's like, what can they possibly do with it? And I think 2089 showed us that they have pretty lofty visions for this game in the future. The Old West is going to be great. Obviously, it's going to be new weapons, new music. The music is probably what I'm most excited for. And if this is supposed to be a new campaign too, like 2089 was, so I can't wait to see how they tell that story. Is it's going to be the same like comic book style? I'm sure it's going to be a different art style, even if they maintain the comic book kind of motif.
Right.
Pretty cool stuff.
You could do a Western. It worked well for the futuristic sci-fi one. I think it'll work well for a Western too, if they did it in the same way, just a different look. But we'll have to see. We don't know if they'll use the same artist or what. We've only had a tiny bit of a teaser. So, but to your point there, you said that this is probably going to be another maybe story-driven campaign kind of deal, like you shot my paw, and then you're gonna go after him and stuff, and maybe you fight some big.
Oh,
it'd be
take
like,
it back. I don't want it anymore. It's Guns and Stories bulletproof. We've already done this. We don't want it again.
Oh, no, this will be much, much better. I guarantee it. But this is, like I said, they might also show off what is going to be in the concierge, which, as far as we know, there was some other stuff. But off the top of my head, the thing I remember about the concierge was that there was going to be the ability to, like, custom, like, basically play some of the songs without the story stuff in it, just like the scenes is what they call them. They're basically tracks, like song tracks with different backgrounds and stuff. It makes sense to call scenes because they put a little bit more effort. You know, it's not like Beat Saber where it's the same background and just like different song. It's actually an entirely new scene for the most part. And yeah, you're supposed to be able to like play those without the story stuff, and then there's supposed to be other customization that they'll be showing off as well.
Yeah. So again, After the Fall is the only thing we 100% know, but like there's other stuff that seems very likely. That's what we're trying to say. Right?
Let's just say that what I'm allowed to say.
Yeah,
it should be good.
Why do we even have NDAs? If we tell people we have NDAs.
I can't. There might be some other stuff. I wouldn't expect a whole. Like I have no idea what to expect, but there will be some PSVR stuff mixed in there for sure. Yes.
Nice.
All we know is After the Fall.
Scott Jesco, PSN Harry Fellow, PSVR Game Cat for Life with a $5 donation says, so walked 45 minutes to work. Worked for 30 minutes, got told I had a holiday, walked 45 minutes back, didn't mind, because now I get to watch live. Let's go! Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome back, Scott Jessico.
Yeah, and I still want to call you Future Past Scott Jessico, because when you balance those things out, you become present Scott Jessico. You average them out. Yeah, man, so I'm definitely excited to see what else is going to be part of this. I do think that I've got a few ideas of my own that I think we could see. I think it's been a while since we've seen, games like Song in the Smoke. That was revealed during the last PSVR Spotlight, and it was like, it doesn't make sense for every single game in the last PSVR Spotlight to be in the next PSVR Spotlight, so maybe it would make sense to be like, hey, we have a release window for you, a new trailer, a new something. And I would love to see more Song in the Smoke, because that's probably, as far as top 5 anticipated goes, I think that's there for me.
Man, there are some bangers coming out, man. I am so excited about some of these games. I was, when I sent that tweet out earlier, that was just a list of 10 games, and I was like, yeah, man. I mean, and I think everybody felt the same reaction looking at those list of games, and that's not even all that are coming. Yeah. I didn't even put in Do Not Open. I didn't put Write the Oblivion Afterlife, as some of the game cats pointed out in the Discord, and yes, you're absolutely correct. Like, those are really cool games, cool-looking games as well, but these are some big games, man. So there's a lot to be excited for. I can't wait to get going. Of course, we're kicking things off. As far as I know, the first one, at least that's been announced, is Sniper Elite VR July 8th. Can't wait for that. And then there's all these updates too. There's Aftershocks we're still waiting on. A bunch of other things. So
Poker Stars VR, the Beat Saber multiplayer update, all sorts of things. Folia, Dear Father, it should all be here any second. Just kidding. Spliffy, the Smoking Game Cat with the $5 says, thanks for last Sunday, guys. Had an awesome time on Squadrons with all the cats that joined.
Was Spliffy carrying everybody throughout Sunday? He's so good at that game. And sorry I missed you, Spliffy. Thank you for the invite. I don't know if you were here just a couple minutes ago, but I wasn't able to join, and I apologize, but thank you for the invite, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Man, I got to start working on this list of alternate names for the orbs. So far in the chat, I don't think I've seen anything I like. Scobie Man, the Game Cat says dual sense hand controls. I don't know if that's going to win over orbs.
Yeah. Well, there was like the dual moves, or no, the move sense. I like move. You can add move sense.
Well, you can suck it, because I'm trying to win a pizza here. You're like,
I hope that wins. I hope that wins. I created it. Does that negate everything?
No, anything that wins over orbs means I get a pizza.
Okay.
Which is good, because I think I already owe you 2 pizzas, so it'll just start balancing out.
Though. If it's like, it's got to be fair. Don't play dirty here.
Wait, that wasn't part of the agreement.
Oh, man.
We have to play fair.
Well, you're like not going to put orbs as an option.
Or how could orbs possibly win? Okay. So
All right, man.
dude, tell me about this Tetris Effect update.
Oh man, so yesterday was the birthday of Tetris. Did you know that? It was the 37th birthday. 37. Tetris is 37.
Wow.
Created, and for the very first time, so they tweeted this out, and it was the official Tetris account that tweeted this, and I thought this was super cool. And they say, "Happy World Tetris Day! Celebrate the birth of Tetris with a little Tetris Effect or Tetris Effect connected. Enhance your game with two secret levels. We're officially acknowledging for the first time." So they had never acknowledged this up until yesterday, but we knew about one of them. There's two secret levels. One of them was 1989, which is a throwback to like one of the most popular Tetris things. And our dude, Just Incredible VR, was actually the first person to ever. I don't know if you ever remember that, but he like found it one day during a ritual, and then saw it, and then played it, recorded it, and like he kind of broke the news on that, and like I think Kotaku and a bunch of other places were featuring his video and stuff. Shout out to Juice, but there was another one that nobody knew about really, and that is the 1984 level. So, real quick, it just says the second secret level has been found, but it's still not widely known about. 1984, our tribute to the original version of Tetris for the Electronica 60, the old Soviet PC Alexei Pajitnov first created the game on. So, have you had a chance to check this out, Brian, at all?
I'm watching your video now. Does that count?
I sent you some gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, it's playing in the corner, and that's the extent I've got here. Yeah. Did that soda just hurt you?
It totally flew up into my eye and took about 2 points of damage. It dealt me 2 damage. But this is super sick, man. So essentially, it's really weird. Like, I don't know how anybody would know how to do this, but do you know? So to get this first screen to pop up, what you have to do is you press up, down, left, right, O, cross. I know it's X. I'm just trying to be. I'm just trying to say it the right way.
Listen,
it's the Konami code.
As much as I like the Konami code, like, come on, enough. But okay.
Actually, so there were some great comments on my video about that, like, oh my Konami code, and like, so, but that's not it. That brings up a screen, and then you have to plug in a keyboard, and you have to type in the birth date, which is 06/06/1984, and then it unlocks the level 1984. How crazy is that? And who the hell was the person that knew about this, that discovered this before? They said, oh, that it has been found, but I'm guessing like through mining the code or something, data mining or something, not from somebody actually trying the Konami code with a DualShock.
Yeah, I saw Niculo say that this 1984 level almost gave him a seizure. And I'm watching the footage, and it's like this weird combination between like it's got Russian text on the screen, right? You know, it's not translated, and then there's like
it's all in Russian, yeah.
Right, and then it's like all ASCII in the background, like all like these like ASCII fonts and text and stuff, and images of like Alexei Pajitnov, that's his name, and like just it's just non-stop. It looks kind of insane.
Yeah.
That's really the only way to access it. You gotta like fucking plug in a keyboard to your PS4 to be able to access it. It's nuts.
You have to plug in, no matter what platform you're on. Actually, either PS4, Xbox, I think even Oculus, maybe. I don't know about the Oculus thing, but I believe you have to enter it in. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but so if you watched my 3-minute video that I did, Brian, you would know that there is actually the voice of Alexei Pajitnov in the thing, making and he's like talking and he's like da and saying all these cool Russian things. And I thought it was actually a really beautiful tribute to him. I thought it was really, really cool. A great Easter egg, and something that, it's like the guy that made Tetris on an Electronica 60 in Soviet Russia. And I just thought it was super cool and a beautiful tribute to him. And there's 3 phases that I saw. You get to line 50, and it changes a little bit. But then when you get to line 100, it is when it gets all colorful and spastic. And oh my God, it is mind melting. Nick Ulo beat it earlier, and he knows what I'm talking about. Like it is like intense, but it's really cool.
Nice. Yeah, Tetris Effect is one of those games that should be on my PS4 or PS5 at all times. It might be installed. I don't even know. It's I've always said, I want to get into these rituals. I want to be part of like the weekly thing, and then it's just like it just totally escapes my mind week after week after week. But this seems interesting enough to head back in for. I'm sorry, Sauceman777 just threw me for a loop because just plug in a USB keyboard. I'm like, what's the alternative here? Like, is there some more difficult way to plug in a keyboard?
I don't know. Can you sync your phone to a thing?
Maybe, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, this looks really cool, man. Thank you so much for the footage and for explaining how this all works.
Yeah, man. Go watch my 3-minute video.
I think I've seen enough.
Teach you a lesson to not watch it before next GAMESCAST. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah,
Tetris
man, Effect Connected coming soon too. So like we are just about to hit summer, and we know that the Connected update is coming this summer to PS4, PS5, VR, the whole deal. So gonna be very exciting.
A timed exclusive. Yeah, it was a timed exclusive. So
right.
Really, really excited about that. I've heard that multiplayer is so much fun. And man, Tetris Effect made me a believer, man. I never, I told you I never had a Game Boy and stuff, and so I missed out on a lot of stuff. I did go back and maybe play some emulators and stuff, but I never had a Game Boy, and so I missed out on a lot of goodness. And Tetris Effect really made me a believer in Tetris and stuff. And it's just such a cool, it's like an experience as well as the game. I really feel like a spiritual journey. I have a newfound appreciation for it for sure, and can't wait for this. Yeah. I still suck though, so if you want an easy target in Tetris, come play me.
My only complaint about Tetris Effect, I think I wasn't even that concerned about the price when it came out. I was like, there's plenty to do here, and it's beautiful and it sounds amazing. I was like, but what's Tetris without multiplayer? Like almost every Tetris has had multiplayer since the first decade. So I'm very, very excited to be getting like the full Tetris Effect experience coming soon. That'll be good stuff. Yeah. All right, man. So earlier this week, the Sairento developers, Mixed Realms, teased their new project on Twitter, kind of a low-res pre-alpha build, showing off some gameplay of their upcoming game called Project Hellsweeper, or at least tentatively called Project Hellsweeper. What were your first impressions after seeing this video?
Okay, so let me just preface this by saying we had been following what the developers had been saying for a long time, right? They had talked about their plans for next gen, for their next game. They talked about their shortcomings with Sairento and the mistakes they made and what they plan to do in the future. And they basically said that if they wouldn't have tried to make a story in Sairento, which totally failed anyways, then they could have really added so much depth to the enemies and the levels and the weapons and stuff like that, which is the best part of Sairento. And seeing this footage, let me just say, first of all, we made a lot of comparisons to Sairento being kind of like the Devil May Cry in VR when it comes to gameplay. And this is like double that. This little snippet, if it's like a deep game and everything, this little snippet shows me everything I need to see and just be like, and this looks awesome, because I love Sairento, and if this is just an improved Sairento in many different ways, then that is good news for us.
Okay, maybe I'm missing something here, because I see him conjuring a fireball spell and and switching to guns and swords and everything else. But what is the dramatic improvement here? I mean, I think it looks great. Don't get me wrong, but I just kind of want to be on the same page as you and know exactly where you're coming from.
Well, you've got a good point. There is no jumping here. There is no backflips. But I guess I'm kind of assuming that that might make it in. But yeah, going by what we're seeing so far, that's not in there. But I am kind of expecting. But Sairento already did a lot of good things, anyways. And when you look at this footage. You've got these okay, so first of all, let me just start with the aesthetic of it, the look of it. It looks like you're actually fighting demons and shit this time. It's not a cyberpunk ninja thing. It's no, you look like some Constantine on steroids kind of thing, fighting demons and stuff like that. Stuff where he's slicing him in half and stuff. You actually see him. You actually see. You just see it so much better and stuff. While Sairento had some of that, this looks a little bit more detailed, I'd say.
Yeah, I think as far as the hit detection goes, it looks a lot less waggly in terms of what happens when you actually hit an enemy. There's I definitely see some armor that actually comes off during one hit or during it actually. I'm watching it literally as I'm talking right now, but it's you swipe once, part of the armor comes off, swipe again, more part of the armor comes off. Every hit looks a little bit more impactful, and I can't wait to kind of feel how that is in the controller. Yeah, I'm I like when a developer knows what they're good at, or sees, hey, this last project that we just worked on was really well received, and we're going to take the feedback and say, hey, everything that was good about this, we're going to take and move forward with, and everything that wasn't so good, we're just going to either leave behind or try to find a way to improve. A lot of different developers will just take a different route entirely. We just saw this with Farpoint. Impulse Gear, their second game was wildly different. It's they're not growing and doing the thing, improving on the thing that made them a household name as far as the VR community goes. They might be doing that. I'm just saying, as far as what we know right now. Right. This seems like a much more natural progression for a developer to take. Being hey, this could be Sairento 2. Just call it Sairento 2 Dark Souls or something. It's fucking...
right.
We changed the aesthetic, but it's essentially the same idea.
Right.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be called I assumed it was maybe be called Sairento 2. It's probably not going to be, but it looks like a spiritual successor. Like you said, you made a Souls comparison. Bloodborne is a spiritual successor kind of to Demon Souls and whatnot, or Dark Souls was a spiritual successor to Demon Souls, and so it's gameplay wise, it looks pretty similar in many ways. I really hope they don't get rid of that locomotion system, because that locomotion system, as far as I'm concerned, is the best locomotion system on PSVR.
Yep, absolutely. I don't expect to see this on PSVR 1, though. I fully expect this to be a PSVR 2 title. I think that if you look at the graphics are one of my least favorite parts of Sairento. I always thought that all the arenas were kind of smallish, and for being as small as they weren't terribly detailed. It always just felt like a PS2 game that sort of just got shoved into VR. And I was this isn't what I'm looking for graphically. The game was good enough that we overlooked it. We didn't really care. It was whatever, it's fine. But let's take all the things that weren't great about Sairento and make them better, including the atmosphere. And I think that this has an interesting look. We were only seeing one real scene here, and it kind of reminds me of the DMC Devil May Cry remake. There's just something about this almost city area that's been demonized with parts of the street missing. It all just feels like it's sort of floating, and that just reminds me of DMC a lot, which is great. I thought DMC was a lot better than people give it credit for.
I liked it too.
Yeah, I'm really liking the aesthetic they're going for here. It just feels the first game didn't feel like it had a great art style, and it was limited by the technical limitations. So limited by the technical limitations. So that's just two negatives in a row. And it's I can deal with maybe an art style that isn't amazing as long as it's technically kind of blows you away. But and then sometimes you get a game that doesn't technically blow you away, but the art style is totally makes up for it. I didn't feel like Sairento had either of those things, and I feel like this could have both of those things and just add to an already amazing battle system and locomotion system.
Yeah, it's too early to tell. I think it's still really. This is pre-alpha footage, and I feel like they've been at this game. When did Sairento come out? Was it 2018, 2019?
I think 2018. I
That'd be
think.
that'd be 2019.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this to me seems like it's really early. But I like these, like, yeah, I mean, I like the art style and stuff. I don't know if I'd say it's on the level of like DMC or something yet, because that was also like really over stylized and like really bright and colorful in many ways. But it, but same kind of, like I said, demonic thing going on here. But there's these like creatures. I see this creature that with the cages on their heads and stuff, and it reminds me of like Mikolash from Bloodborne. But yeah, he's like having to smash the cage on the head first, and then he can kill him and stuff. I think that's really cool. The gore looks fantastic, and like, I was gonna comment on your thumbnail earlier that like I love the thumbnail because it's just like one of these demons being cut in half, and it's gory. I'm really not. I've said this a million times. I'm not the biggest gore guy, but I love it in video games. Absolutely love it. Like, I'm just like, yes. Like, it just helps with that like visceral feeling action stuff. And yeah, it looks like another action game and I think that's what people would like about it, is that, yeah, it might be a little scary looking, but when you're like the ultimate badass, people aren't afraid to play it because your objective is, you're just way more powerful. But you see some new weapons. Even the weapon kind of looks like the thing from Bloodborne, that I can't remember the name. There's some magic attacks. It's still got the mix of guns and sword play. That's what I get the Devil May Cry from, is the mix. That was my favorite thing about that game, is mixing shooting and melee combat. But then they have also added like some magic. And then even at the end of this, it like shows them like ripping out something's heart or something. And I was like, whoa. So it looks like they're doubling down on the gore, and they're adding magic to it. And now it's more of like fighting demons or something than it was like ninjas, cyber ninjas.
Yeah, no, I like the idea of, hey, it's got a horror-ish theme, but it's not scary. I could totally see that being the case. Like, we look at a game like Undead Citadel, and I feel like that game has potential to actually be scary. Whereas this is just like, yeah, you're a fucking badass, man. And it's like nothing's going to stop you. Before we get too far into this, I want to give a shout out to Scott, Jesco, PSN, Harry Fellow, PSVR, GameCat for Life with the 5 quid donation, saying, oh yeah, and now I get to wait in for when... Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, and now I get to wait in for when my PS5 should arrive, and might even get to play it before I have to go to work. And Dave, stop interrupting, LOL.
It's quiet, Dave.
That PS5 should show up anytime now, man. I'm so excited for anyone getting a PS5, because it's absolutely insane that those things are still difficult to find. Loopy the Game Cat with the €5 says, how about a top N free games experience list? The free stuff doesn't get enough attention because, it never goes on sale. A top N free? Oh, top N free.
What is the N?
I don't know what the N is. Like, I don't know.
I know, like, I don't know about free, but, Rec Room is definitely the number one here when it comes to free. I also like the Spider-Man experience. The second one, I thought is pretty good.
Perhaps give a shout out to Alumet. I feel like that's always something especially for early PSVR gamers to get into. It's such a cool experience.
But yeah, man, I'm super excited about this. I think it's going to be a while. I actually hope that it's a while. And, they haven't confirmed any platforms or anything about this, but you have to assume that this is going to be a PSVR 2 game at some point in the future.
Yeah, definitely. This is, if it's pre-alpha, there's a long road ahead, right? This is going to take a little while, and then it's like, if this comes out next year, then it could coincide with the launch of PSVR 2 along those lines. And man, it's like, as great as Sairento was, and as much as you and I and a bunch of hardcore PSVR gamers out there loved Sairento because the locomotion system was amazing, but it was just an evolution of the stuff that we were already familiar with. Imagine being a first-time PSVR gamer and trying to jump in and figure out Sairento and it be your first game. You're like, what the fuck, man? It's like, where are my analog sticks? How do I do this? Why are there turn buttons? Like, I mean, just, and then on top of that, learning to backflip, learning to wall run, learning to slide when you hit the ground, and then swapping weapons, and it's just too much, man. It's just too much. And when you can eliminate things like turn buttons and walk buttons and just replace it with analog sticks that you're familiar with, I mean, forget about all the improvements that the move senses are going to bring with them. the analog sticks alone are going to allow this to be more accessible to first-time VR gamers, or even more experienced VR gamers. They're definitely
Wait.
Yeah,
Did you just say move sense?
I did, and I kind of got
Orbs, Brian.
and
Orbs.
I kind of got chills down my spine when I said it. I was like, move sense.
I like move sense. Move sense isn't bad. But I think I said that before, and you were like, "Well, I don't think we want to have any association with the moves moving forward."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, probably." I mean, yeah, I agreed with you.
Yeah, totally. Shout out to You Stay Frosty with the $5 tip. Says, can't wait for this game. Sairento was my childhood. Frosty's way younger than I thought he was. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you so much, Frosty.
A lot of PSVR games are Frosty's childhood.
Before we move on, we didn't really even talk about like the things that Sairento was bad at that they're going to fix for like basically Mixed Realms had said, we understand that we're not good at storytelling. Maybe we shouldn't have focused very much on the campaign on Sairento. So do you think that they have scaled up and been like, well, let's find a way to tell a better story in this game and like hire a narrative director, hire a writer, hire people who are good at this kind of stuff? Or do you think they said, well, fuck it, man, that stuff is not what we're good at. Let's just focus on the straight up action. I feel like for this to feel like a substantial leap forward, that they can't just say, we weren't good at that, so we're just going to chop it out. I feel like as a team and a development studio, they need to like figure out how to improve on the things they're not good at. And so I'm really hoping that this game has a story and they figured out how to like really integrate that into the game better.
Well, I'm okay with. Okay, so first of all, yes, the story was not good. It was really bad, and it was broken up into many segments. And every arena in the game was like really small, right? I did not like. If I had any like a couple complaints, my biggest complaints about Sairento were that the levels were tiny, the arenas were tiny, and they weren't like these big levels. And then the story was bad, and everything. But so I think that they are actually going to ditch the story. I'd like to see them, if they could pull off a story, I think it'd be better. But that's literally what they said they couldn't do and weren't good at, and they tried to outsource, and it ended up not only not making a good story, but it ended up taking resources away from the rest of the game, the depth of the game, the enemies, the weapons, and everything. If they stick with arena combat, as far as I'm concerned, arena-based combat is a genre to me, a fun one. That's why I love Swordsman so much. It is still an experience, and like it stems all the way back to like Bushido Blade and stuff. They could alter the stuff and maybe add a PvP mode instead of a story mode. I would much rather have a PvP mode where you could, if it's just going to be, but I want them to have bigger areas too, bigger levels, just sorry, somebody's calling me and stuff. But
just answer. Get him on the show, man.
I can't, but I might need to step away for just 1 second. Yeah, man. Just more fleshed out what they had already, and I want them to redo the progression system a little bit. Like, I didn't like having all the weapons unlocked from the get-go. I would have liked to have to earn some of those weapons and then earn the attachments or the relics for them.
What? No. They weren't all unlocked from the get-go. There was a ton.
Weapons were. There's a ton of unlocks in Sairento, but it was the relics and the abilities and stuff that like open new doors to that game. But like, I would even like to go even further to where like you'd have to earn certain weapons as well.
Yeah, no, they had such a great Diablo like loot system that I feel like they could take that and just go fucking nuts with it. I mean, they already kind of went nuts with it. I would absolutely love to see what they can do with it though. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one, man. I really, really, really hope that they're not like targeting Quest. I hope that, because I don't want, and I hope they're not targeting PSVR 1, because I just want this to be next gen as fuck. Like, it is time for games that we're just starting to hear about now to be like, hey man, if this is an ambitious game, if this is going to eat up a lot of resources, then just go fucking nuts with it, man, and like and shoot for the stars. Go next gen. Make this a PSVR 2 game. Make this a PC VR game, and let's see what happens. Because scaling it back, doing Sairento Unchained, having to worry about the OG PS4, it just holds back the potential of your game. This would have looked amazing if it didn't have to worry about the OG PS4. I think they could have done great things with the Pro. So,
yeah.
But yeah, actually,
well, just tighten up the game design too. Like I said, some of the game design was part of the problem as well. But what Sairento does amazingly and better than most VR games, it should still count for how awesome it is. Braxton B says, wait, there's unlocks in Sairento? Yes.
Oh my God.
If you go watch my, I played Sairento on Saturday. I tell you about it all in like 15 minutes. So go watch that and you'll see.
Do you have timestamps on these videos?
Good. I do. Thank you
Nice.
to Jeremy, the NES rookie.
There we go.
He's my sci-fi game cat Henry.
Right. We all need a sci-fi game cat Henry in our life. All right, we got to move on though. And the next game that we want to talk about is another game that got revealed this week. This game was revealed a while ago, but we didn't know about it. Thank you so much to David Dash for pointing this our way. This game is by Monochrome, who made Contagion VR, and it's called Headcount. Now it's in early access. So that's why the gameplay is going to look, or the graphics are going to look a little on the primitive side. But it's a rail shooter. Did you know it's a rail shooter?
No, I didn't know it was a rail shooter.
It's a rail shooter. And let me just read you the description here over on Steam. It's in early access on Steam. It just came out April 6th, early access on Steam. And it's like $5, right? It could very well turn into like a $10 or $15 game when it comes out of early access, as they add more modes, as they add more levels, all that stuff. But we'll see. It's definitely a budget game, though. So keep that in mind as we talk about this. What's up, buddy? Come here. It says, Headcount's an action-packed arcade-style bullet hell VR shooter. Tornado wants to come up. Come on, bud. Come on. Oh, yeah. Who's a good girl? An action-packed arcade-style bullet hell VR shooter, bringing the perfect combination of old-school arcade shooter action and approachable gameplay. Anyone can jump in and hit the gun-fu groove. With a wide and growing arsenal of weapons, over-the-top abilities, and power-ups, you will overcome overwhelming odds to save the day in a number of vibrant, stylized battlefields. Chain combos together to power up special moves, earn money by completing levels, and buy new and cooler weapons. Dude, this is sort of like Pistol Whip minus the rhythm. This is sort of giving me some stuff that I wanted from Pistol Whip and didn't get. Like making it more of a rail shooter and less of like a Beat Saber style. It's gonna come off bad if I say Beat Saber style game, but you know what I'm saying, right? Rather than just going straight down a corridor, get you moving around this path. Who knows where it can take you? Maybe we can run, jump off cliffs, do all sorts of action movie stuff, and it's bullet hell. So you just focus on fucking dodging and shooting, just like Pistol Whip. Sorry.
Interesting. So this is the footage? You're running this footage right now?
Yeah.
This is my first time seeing this, so this is very interesting. So it is a rail shooter. I mean, it looks kind of like it looks like Blood and Truth mixed with like what was that?
It's kind of like D-Day,
Out of Ammo or something.
Out of Ammo. Yeah, Just in Time Incorporated. It's all kind of like cell shaded.
Just in Time Inc. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, it could be fun. I like rail shooters, but yeah, I don't know. I like stuff like this, but I don't think it has like super mass appeal at this stage in VR. Seems more kind of like early stuff, but I like indie games and stuff. I can get down with this probably.
Well, according to their blog, they say they're still going through the submission process with Sony. They've added support for DualShock control tracking and working on the aim controller. Now, going through the submission process with Sony, I think sounds like they're going through QA or certification. I don't think that's what they're talking about here. I think they still have a ways to go with this game. So I don't think it's going to be like this month or next month or soon after that. I think as far as the submission process goes, they're trying to like maybe nail down a release date, that kind of thing. But I think this could technically be a ways off. something that you said and something that I saw, the top comment. Now, the Monochrome doesn't have a ton of subscribers. There's like 1,500 subscribers over there. But the top comment on this early access trailer says, this kind of game would have been fine in the early days of VR, but now after games like Boneworks or Half-Life Alyx, having these blocky, low-poly art styles don't feel very appealing or needed, especially if your previous work was something like Contagion VR. And I kind of take issue with this comment, because just because we're going, we're getting to the end of, this VR life cycle, PCs get more and more powerful with every single iteration of graphics cards, whatever, people keep adding more RAM. There's so much more you can do to make games look better. But indie games are never going to go away. And I don't know why there's like this thought that just because it's in VR, it has to be fucking realistic, or realistic as possible. Like, there are indie games out now that totally could have been done early PS3 days. Right? Games that are coming out on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 5 could have easily been done on PS3, right? But that's like part of the indie game deal. It's like, we're going to make this wicked cool, fucking awesome game for you to play. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. The downside is that we're a really small team and it might not look so hot, and like, I don't think Contagion looked all that good. So for this guy to be like, oh, well, if you guys made Contagion, well, this has to look better. I think this looks about as good as Contagion did. In fact, this might have a better art style than Contagion did. I just think it's a bad road to go down is all.
Well, I think there's a difference between realistic and believable. I think it has to do with the immersion. Immersion is key for VR. That's what makes it special. That's what makes it stand apart. And, I don't think it has to look realistic. It could be a fantasy thing. That's not real. But believable and stuff can add to the immersion. And some people can convince themselves easier than others. For me, it's not very hard for me to play any game and just enjoy it as a game for what it is and get sucked into it and stuff. But I think when it comes to the mainstream audience and stuff, especially, like, they do want to have like this like mind melting, oh my God, I'm actually here, and look, this is like real and all this stuff. So,
If some people want all games to be AAA games, I get it. But that's never going to be the case. And if that's all you want and that's all you're going to pay attention to, you're going to miss out on so many cool experiences. And some of them might be like cheap little $5 experiences like this, right? That are just awesome and fun. So, I mean, that's all I'm trying to say here is just like keep an open mind, even as we go into next generation, as we kind of like sunset the PSVR 1 and PSVR 2 rolls in, just because powered by the PlayStation 5, just because it's got high definition lenses and everything else, doesn't mean that we're not going to get a shit ton of indie games in that those are any less worthy of keeping an eye on or playing or paying attention to than these big AAA games. This looks like it could be a lot of fun. I have no idea if it is or not. I'm like going to bat for this game, and I'm not really going to bat for this game because I don't fucking know, man. Monochrome is spotty at best, Like Contagion was okay, right?
Right. I don't know, man, because you had something that was like kind of hyper realistic in a way, or like had like a realism thing going on with like Archangel, and that didn't really like impress a bunch of people because of the gameplay style. I think that game was a lot better than it gets credit for. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think people who were looking for a different type of game were disappointed with Archangel.
I mean, Blood and Truth. Look at this game looks like Blood and Truth, but like I said, like it was funny. Somebody was saying Blood and Truth and Crisis Brigade, and they were like, call it Blood and Crisis and stuff. People complained about Blood and Truth being on rails. It's not just one thing. It's not just about the way it looks. It's about the way it feels and plays and everything too. So, like if people complained about Blood and Truth being on rails, then this game, I don't know how much of a chance it has, other than people that really can appreciate indie titles like you and I.
Yeah, and that's going to be the case forever, and so that's what those comments are never going to go away, and it's just kind of disheartening. It's too bad. Okay, yeah. Dave's back, so let's see if we can get him to join in for the last part of the show here.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do a little bit of stuff moving around. You want to sing a song or something while I do this? Or?
Show me the Dave. Oh, I need to. Oh shit! I just hit a. Whoops. Sorry, Zach. Zach says you can port an. Okay, there we go. I accidentally hit his comment trying to do. I'm trying to multitask at once. There's so many things going on here. I apologize. All right. So are we ready to move on to the next game?
Yeah, I was hoping Dave would be here. Like he sent a text. He messaged everybody in the chat, and then just fucking disappeared. It's like, you can join, man, but fucking do it, man. Join. Where the fuck are you?
So, just wanted to touch base on something regarding. So I subscribe to what's called what used to be called Official PlayStation Magazine. Now it is called Play Magazine, and I'm a big fan of this magazine. I'm a big fan of old school get video game magazines in general.
Yeah,
I don't
seriously.
know if you noticed. But I was reading through this, and they featured. This was actually back, I think in May was an issue, and it talked, and they talked about, this was around the time that PSVR 2 was finally officially like unveiled, the next generation VR headset on PS5, whatever you want to call it. And they had a bunch of developers comment about like things they want to see and things that they look forward to seeing, and about PSVR 2, things that they're excited about. Lots of developers are super excited about the haptics and the adaptive triggers, as they should be. But one of the things mentioned in here was from the Ramen VR, who is making Zenith VR, the first big console VR MMO coming to us, that I'm super excited about, by the way. And they have a little picture of it, and they have a little note here saying, getting immersed in virtual reality can lead to some great moments of slapstick comedy. Adaptive triggers and haptic feedback are part of Zenith developer Ramen VR's plans for the future. Zenith features plenty of climbing and gliding actions. That are super intuitive when one-to-one in VR. So we've talked before about certain games that we might expect to be both on PSVR 1 and PSVR 2 as well. And this kind of shows that this basically gave us confirmation that we can expect to see Zenith VR on PSVR 2 in the future, and they want to integrate all of the haptics and adaptive triggers as well.
That's amazing. And I think that's so important right now for any game that's coming out that isn't, an hour experience, a 5-hour game, a single player thing, anything coming out from this point on that really strives to, engage the multiplayer audience for as long as possible, really needs to start thinking about next gen plans. Because if this is going to die on PSVR 1, it's going to die on PSVR 1, and it's going to die so fast. But saying, hey, you know what, you're going to be able to play with PSVR 1 players, if you're going to be able to carry over your save from PSVR 1 to PSVR 2, and be able to continue your, because this is the kind of game, this is the kind of thing like WoW or something else that's like a games as a service, where it's like you are going to get into this, and as long as the developers deliver on everything that they plan on delivering, they're going to fucking keep adding to this game as long as people are playing it and as long as the money keeps rolling in. And I would hate to see something like that die on PSVR 1. Like this could live through the entire next generation of VR.
It probably will. It'll probably grow and stuff and do pretty well, I'd imagine. It's a beautiful looking game. It's really cool looking. It's basically everything that we were hoping. What was that piece of crap called? Nostos. That Nostos ended up not doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But yeah, it's really awesome to see developers starting to talk about, PSVR 2 and maybe plans for the future and stuff. And this is absolutely one that we should see, because like you said, it's a game that kind of lives online on a server, and you log into it and the world is hosted and stuff. So what is up, Dave?
Whoa.
Welcome, man.
Look who showed up today. Look at this guy.
Oh,
I just got
nice.
this mail.
I love it.
Picked up my new router.
Oh, that is
no one can see you quite yet. Hold on one second. I got you.
Oh, okay.
I can see you because but I guess final thoughts on the Zenith thing. I think I don't remember anymore.
I knew I was going to throw you guys. I was like, I'm sure I'm going to throw them off when I hop back in.
But I'm just really excited to play Zenith, and I'm excited to see what other games. Oh, I was gonna say, I know for a fact that they can pull off this converting your PS4 to PS5 save thing. First of all, because like I said, this is an MMO, but we've already seen it done with No Man's Sky. The problem is, once you have the PSVR 2 version or PS5 version, the question will be, you probably won't be able to take the PS5 version and play it on the PS4. Like No Man's Sky. Once you can upgrade it, but you can't like downgrade it, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, very few people are ever
was
going to want to do that anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you go through rough times and you got to sell your PS5 or something, like
Hopefully
I guess
not.
maybe.
Then you're going to have bigger fish to fry than No Man's Sky. Anyway.
Probably so. Yeah, I would imagine.
Shout out to Nihilist Ryan, the game feline with the $5 tip, says you guys are a total breath of fresh air compared to the generally cynical and graphics obsessed rest of the internet. Mad love, mad love, right back to you, Ryan.
Yeah, man. Gameplay is king. I have become kind of a graphics snob, though.
Yeah, you're a pain in the ass. but make sure you yell about it, man, because you're the angry voice of the internet, and everybody agrees with you every time you yell about things. And I go, you're also the angry voice of the internet. So
Is this how you guys get when I'm not here for 40 minutes? Is this what it is? What happens?
How did we get? What happened?
Oh, you're coming at him. Coming for his neck.
Oh no. I mean, unless that's. I thought that was like known.
You don't want none of this. You don't want none of this.
Smoke. You don't want this smoke.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm trying to find my plugs here, but
hold on. Almost. See. Oh crap. See, every time somebody comes or goes, it's like this whole major thing. I gotta fucking move stuff around. There we go. Okay. Anyway, yeah, dude, Zenith looks amazing. Really excited for that, and especially with PlayStation VR 2 plans, it's gonna be great, dude. Everybody in the chat was talking about video game magazines after you brought that up, and
Yes, I saw that.
I mean, there's
So much love for demo discs.
in my book, there's nothing better than the PS2 era of Electronic Gaming Monthly. That was just like when those magazines showed up every month, they were like this thick, right? I mean, it was like 80% ads, but I didn't care, man. It was just like
for sure, yeah.
Every
full
month you get
page
a
ads.
Bible in the mail full of like your favorite shit. Oh man, that was the heyday of video game magazines. Oh. And I still have most of them. Very excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The only ones I've gotten recently are I think I signed up for the Patreon of what is it, VR Trend magazine? I think that's what it's called.
Oh yeah.
There's these guys. They're doing a physical magazine, so I get one each month. I haven't opened the newest one
They
yet.
follow
I think
me
it's in
on
my
Twitter.
car.
I'm interested in checking them out, but I assumed that they're more PC VR stuff than.
For the most part, I guess. I mean, the people they feature in the magazine, like who write in it, are definitely not. I don't see many PSVR, streamers in there. But
get some PSVR in there, and I'll subscribe. VR.
No, I actually reached out to him and I said, "Hey, if you guys need like an editor or like somebody to help out or whatever, like I'm down. Just like throw me in there, boss." But then I never got a response. So that is what it is.
You're like I'll sweep and
Right, I'll get you guys coffee.
I'll sweep and vacuum and.
Nice. Oh man, Zach Lightning knows what I'm talking about. He knows the good old days. Ed Samrad, Steve Harris, Sushi X, Dan Shu. Good stuff. All right, guys. Moving on. Dude, this Play magazine subscription didn't end with Zenith, did it? You got more information about another upcoming game.
Yeah, so in the latest issue, they actually featured wins and leaves. And, I've been up and down on this game. And I got to say, the reason I had to bring this up is because I feel like this is finally the best description I've gotten of this game, where they kind of talk about some of the mechanics and stuff. And I thought it was really nice to like finally have somebody kind of explain the way the game works and stuff. And there's a lot of mechanics, so I'm not going to go into each and every single thing. But one of the most significant ones is about how you travel around with your stilts, right? And you fling your moves up in the air. Then, like, you pick a spot you want to plant something. You poke a hole in the ground, and you plant your thing. And you see there was like a time-lapse thing in the trailers and stuff. There's some, like, scroll that you have that makes time speed up or rewind, or I think it just speeds it up or something. But basically that is a mechanic so that when you plant your seed and water it or whatever, you can speed up time to like watch everything grow out really fast and like cover the like barren wasteland stuff. So I thought that was a really cool mechanic that I don't know about you guys, but I didn't really understand what the point of speeding up time was until they mentioned like, oh, you do that to speed up time to let everything grow faster.
Yeah, I guess in a game
if
where
you
you're
had to sit there in
planting
real
trees.
time and yeah, that takes a while, dude. You know, it's not really like
They're just like, wow, this is fun.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
they
been
also,
4 Earth days since I planted this, and it's only 3 feet tall. Damn it!
yeah, they also confirmed that it's non-linear experience, and that there will be like different fruits and stuff that you can have, and each one has like different symbols, and there's like different combinations you can make for different results. So, just thought that was really cool. And again, you know, I thought it was a really great article. Actually got my excitement a little bit up about Winds and Leaves once again. So I just wanted to bring it up for anybody who wasn't aware. Play Magazine's got some good stuff. It's all PlayStation, but
awesome.
they do feature some PSVR.
I know I've asked this before, but remind me: do you get physical copies, or you just get a PDF or something?
I get
digital.
digitals, yeah, because
Digital.
they're based
Okay,
out of the UK. If you're in the UK, if you're in the EU, UK, you can
They
get
have
a
physicals.
physical. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I could maybe order the physical, but I just do the digital because I'm just interested in the content.
It gets super
Yeah, for
expensive
sure.
when you start ordering the physical magazine from them, I think.
Shipping stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, Dave, you made it back just in time for a little game of
Yeah, for a game of 20 questions.
PSVR 20 questions, and AJ's the host.
right, I'm
so
ready.
thank God you're here, man, because I'm going to need your help, and I'm going to need all the cats in the chat. Going to need their help. By the way, everybody seems to be asking me about Cave Digger because it's on sale for $1. Like, first of all, just buy it. It's $1, right? I've said
it's a
great
buck.
things about it, like during my initial
It's worth
review
$1.
when it was just the mine shaft, and then like when you could get out of the shaft and like run around and like actually like upgrade stuff and get on the train and go into the mines. Like, dude, it's $1. And it's definitely worth $10. So go fucking pick up Cave Digger, man. There's gonna be a sequel, and it's gonna be way better. So, Jamie out with the $5 tip says, "Has AJ said orbs yet this stream?" Jay showing up
Wow.
at the
Did you
end of
get
the
through a
stream.
whole hour without saying
You
orbs?
said it
No,
1,000
he's
times.
Okay.
just
Got it. Okay.
You obviously got here within the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy watching this stream back, my friend. We say orbs quite a bit. I even put down the name Orbs. You're all gonna fucking crucify me. I know it. Yes, Braxton, it's better than Horror Adventure VR. Everything's better than Horror Adventure VR. AJ,
Although I
Yes.
would maybe I would almost recommend Squishies at $2.50. I'm just saying.
Oh my
at $2.50, I would almost recommend Squishies.
do you know how much I hate you
Your
right
time
now?
is worth
but-
more than that, people. Your time is worth more than that.
It was a better Marble Madness game than Arcus Path.
Mm.
Will you give it that at least?
I mean, that's not controversial.
No, I mean Arcus Path was so bad. Yeah, it's slightly better than a terrible game. Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
the best Marble Madness game is Super Amaze Balls. It's not Marble Madness, but as far as rolling a ball around a thing, I think in VR that's my fave.
What is?
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Super Amaze.
Super
Balls.
Amaze Balls.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, when you have the thing.
Dream
Dude, that was
Test.
fun. I like
I've been
that one.
saying forever we need a first-person Super Monkey Ball game where we actually have the moves and you have to do this against the
Yeah.
ball and like.
Oh my
turn-
god, that sounds super fun.
Oh, and then you let go and like the
Alright.
ball just keeps flipping you. It's like hold on to the wall.
All right.
Okay.
AJ's
Are
ready
you
for us to
guys
start
ready?
asking questions.
Oh.
Question number 1.
Yeah, help us out, chat. We got 20 questions to guess what PSVR game AJ is thinking of. Help us out. Yes or no questions. Go ahead, Dave. You want to kick it off?
Yeah, sure. Question 1: is it on my shirt?
What?
No.
What?
Okay,
You narrowed down what? You narrowed it
Okay.
down by one game?
It was a
I'm
good.
just saying.
It was
It's
a
a-
good.
I just got the shirt. I'm excited. I'm happy.
Shout out
with
to
these.
Dave's shirt. It's
Yeah.
a
Shout
badass
shout out to Dave Short, and the question will
These
never
are on
get
sale
back.
in the Sony store right now. Okay,
That's cool.
yeah, we can do it with 19.
know.
We'll do it with 19. What do you
Okay.
got, Brian?
Does it have aim support?
No.
No aim support.
Does it have move support?
Yes.
Okay,
Can you use the DualShock 4?
Yes.
moves and DualShock 4. Is it a game that came out within the last year?
Wow, good question.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're at 5.
Are you primarily shooting things in this game?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a
Are
ton of
you solving puzzles in this game?
No.
No shooting, no
Good
puzzles. No, it's a good game. Damn it.
Okay.
Okay. Still check for no puzzles,
Um,
no shooting. Or he didn't say no shooting. He said you're not primarily shooting because that's how you
Right.
phrased it.
I was just trying to get rid of like wave
Yeah.
shooters and things like Blood and Truth, like things that were definitely all about shooting, right?
Oh, okay. Is it a funny game? Would you call it a funny game?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it?
I mean, no.
I saw some Accounting Plus in the chat, and I was like, okay, maybe it's Accounting Plus.
Has the developer of this game made other PSVR games?
Other PSVR games.
Research.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
hold on.
Time to research.
I don't know because sometimes there's like games have more than one studio.
Oh, or like you think they were published, or like the developer publisher. Sometimes a
I
publisher
feel
would put
like
out a bunch of games.
I got to see who actually. I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Good question from the chat. Is it a rhythm game?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we should
1,
nail down what
2,
kind of
3,
game
4,
it is, huh?
5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9. You're at 10.
We've already asked shooter, puzzle, rhythm. We didn't ask horror, but I don't know. We
I
can
feel
if
like we
you want
asked horror so much that he would intentionally not pick one because he knew we'd ask
to.
it.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. Maybe he's not trying to be sneaky. Maybe he's playing in good faith. Is it a horror game, AJ?
No.
Damn it.
Do you, at any point in this game, are you inside a vehicle?
No.
Okay.
Shut down. Am I gonna have a shutout?
Is it a game with multiple games in it?
No.
Okay.
Okay, because that was people were saying like Peerhead, and I was thinking maybe like Carnival games or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
and that eliminates Hero Kid too.
yeah.
No more genres.
There's not a lot of genres left, says Nihilus Ryan. You're right.
You're at 13. I might have
God.
this
Would
one.
you
Is
say
it-
would you say a majority of this game is about exploration?
No.
Okay.
Swing and a miss.
Is it a racing game?
No.
How many are we up to?
I'm trying to think of like what genres do we not have covered yet?
Yeah.
Damn.
How many are we up to?
Must be
1,
like 15,
2, 3,
16.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Wow. Okay, already 15.
Yeah.
What if we throw the single player multiplayer question out there, Brian? What do you think about that one? Cool with that?
Sure. How are you going to phrase it?
I'll phrase it exactly like this. Is this game multiplayer?
No.
Okay.
No multiplayer.
A multiplayer.
Okay. Hold on a second. So we're talking about a single player experience here. Moves in DualShock 4. That's kind of all we know.
Well, we know what it's not,
Yeah.
which is everything. It's not anything except for what it is. Shit.
Does this kind of have a cartoon aesthetic to it, or a cell shaded aesthetic, I should say?
Good question.
No.
No. Okay.
You're at 17.
God damn it.
I mean, we could go first person, third person, just to like in case.
Look
if
at
it's-
look at the chat. Look at the chat. The chat is your friend.
I mean, they've said a lot of things.
Yeah, they've said a lot of things. Well, is it a?
Would you call this game relaxing?
Sure.
Okay, so Brian, I think we're in the ballpark here. From what I'm seeing in chat, it's how do you feel about maybe catch and release or maybe golf? Golf doesn't support the DualShock, actually, does
Well,
it?
It does.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, we've
It could be golf, it could
we've
be.
gotten we've done catch and release before.
Oh,
so-
then we're really narrowing things.
Yeah,
down.
so I'm not saying that it would be impossible for this to for this to be the same game we've already had. But how many questions do we have left?
You have 2 questions left.
Okay, so we have one question and a guess.
Wisely.
So let's go the golf route. Is this a golf game?
Yes.
Oh boy, I think we nailed it.
Is it everybody's golf
Boom.
VR?
Right at the-
Yes, it is everybody's golf.
Wow.
Woo! Congratulations.
team.
Wow.
Yeah,
we're
I-
team.
thank you, chat.
that-
That's
wow,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
That was incredible. You guys struck out entirely until the last two.
It's so hard when you have a game that's like in a genre of one on the platform. Like there is no other golf game to play on PSVR. So like that's
infinite mini golf, I guess.
If we get in this situation, we can say, is it a sports game? Maybe like in the future.
Yeah,
like
that's what I was alluding to.
Genre wise. Like,
everybody, Steve Irie said sports, and then everyone else caught on. They're like sports.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Unfortunately, when you say sports, it still only narrows it down. There's only about how many sports games? Like 3, 4.
Yeah, but some have
you could call a lot of stuff
sports, DualShock
like,
and moves and.
Yeah, I mean, if you count all the sports games, there's like Dream Tennis, there's Racket Fury, there's ping pong games.
Okay, yeah, I totally forgot about some of those.
2MD football.
Yeah.
There's Spark. I would consider a sport.
At the buzzer,
like
right.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, that's going to do it for another episode of PSVR Gamescast Live. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you to all the moderators out there. Keep making our life easier. Guys, I'm going to try something. Click like. Please click like on this video. If you enjoyed the show, click like. I don't ever tell people to click like. And so I want to see what happens. Will people actually click like? Does it make a difference?
I
don't know how to be a
YouTuber. He
YouTuber.
says it a million times.
I'm going to try something here. Also,
you only have to say it once, Brian.
Just could you guys hit subscribe and hit the bell? I've never asked this before, but could you guys just subscribe and hit the bell? I'm doing an experiment.
Yeah.
Could you guys subscribe and hit the bell?
Like if we're gonna be on YouTube, then we maybe have to be YouTubers. I don't know. Terrible.
I'm out of here.
All right, you guys. Yeah, again, thank you to all the moderators who make our life so much easier. Thank you to Sci-Fi Game Cat Henry, who will provide some timestamps for this episode probably sometime tomorrow. We thank you very much for that. Thank you to everybody who hung out. Thank you to everybody who donated. And, of course, thank you to everybody who sat back, didn't say a goddamn word, and just enjoyed the show. We know you're out there. I used to be one of you, too. Make sure you subscribe to Dave over at Dave Station VR. Subscribe to AJ over at PSVR Underground. My name is Brian Powell from this channel right here, PSVR Without Parole. And I think it's time to cue the cat.
It's time to cue the cat because J Mal gave us a $1.99 donation. And he says, I think this is the like button. I think that actually worked, man. I'm pretty sure I saw the likes go up by 20 there.
Wow.
I didn't know that was a thing that actually worked.
Wow.
But I still want to say goodbye and see you Wednesday to old Darth Gabriel 004, the license to meow game cat and meow 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 meow. My son Fishbump to you. He says somebody hit this like.
No!
Don't do that.
People don't like being told what to do, Brian. Some people want to rebel.
Yeah,
Carlos Vieja, GC13, the Pepsi Cat, David the Game Cat, Justin Cassidy, Scott Jessica, PSN, Harry Fellow, PSVR Game Cat for life. Good night, sir. Donatello dreaming about PSVR 2 Game Cat. I am too, my friend. I cannot wait. But we have a lot of great games coming in the meantime that I'm excited for. Jason Ewing, Distracted the Game Cat, Johnny No Pockets, aka the Who Dat Game Cat, Twitch of the Single Player Game Cat, Dan Kiefer. Let me go up a little. Braxton B, thank you for tuning in. Peter Taylor, thank you for already hitting that like button before we even asked. Nihilus Ryan the Game Feline says subscribe to, damn right, do it, Decepticon GGTU2, Atmos VR77, X Pacer X, Bob Zarkoff, the Underground, Dave Station Game Cat, elitist of the elitist name squad in the house, Game Cat Paw Feet. Hello, says Fishing Master. Chairface, I love your name. I still love your name, and I love you. It says Chess Ultra. I don't love Chess Ultra. Zach Lightning, Ian Stanbridge, Hack the Game Cat. I knew it was lit up in here. Shades of Gray Matter, thank you so much. Who else we got here? I know there's somebody else. Boozy was one of the art games / Google Earth. Johnny Rypop the Stray Cat, thank you so much. Nick Mulo, Trusty Mods in the house tonight. Matster, Game Catster, I love that name. And he had a good guest for the driving game. Nike, Alexandria, the Game Cat, Zed Sports as well. Glacia, Streams, guest RTS. You guys got to remember every single genre that you can. Baggio 10, Baggio 10 guest everybody's golf, I think, like way sooner. Wow.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he did say that. Wow, that was way up there, man. Good job.
Everyone's shouting at us like they want an encore about this sale thing. So the whole chat, sale.
I kind of told everybody if I could find time, I'd make a sale video. And there's like literally over 100 games in the sale. It would take me 3 days. The last one took me 10 hours. This one would take me like 30 hours. So
that's insane.
Yeah, I don't
watch the last show. We picked our favorite ones.
Yeah, that's good enough, right?
At the end of it, yeah.
Nice. All right, you guys. We love you all. Have a wonderful night.